Microplastics found in every marine mammal surveyed in UK study. The research on 50 stranded creatures, including porpoises, dolphins, grey seals and a pygmy sperm whale, found an average of 5.5 particles in their guts, the most comprehensive analysis of microplastics in wild cetaceans and seals.
Here's a summary of the article.
Microplastics are being widely ingested by Britain's marine mammals, scientists say, with samples found in every animal examined in a study. It's shocking, but not surprising, that every animal had ingested microplastics, said Sarah Nelms, of the University of Exeter and Plymouth Marine Laboratory, lead author of the research published in the journal Scientific Reports. The study found that nylon made up more than 60% of the microplastics, with possible sources including fishing rope and nets, clothing microfibers and toothbrush bristles. As well as accidental consumption, microplastics are ingested indirectly when predators consume contaminated prey such as fish. Dr. Penelope Lindeque, the head of the Marine Plastics Research Group at PML, has found microplastics in animals at every level of the food chain, from tiny zooplankton to fish larvae, turtles, and now marine mammals. The ocean is a soup of microplastics and it's only going to get worse, so we need to reduce the amount of plastic waste released into our seas now. Lindeque said, there's a risk that chemicals within the plastic and chemicals that stick to the outside of the microplastics, such as PCBs, could affect these animals. We are increasingly worried that microplastics could also be a vector for viruses and bacteria.
This post received a score of 6,891, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Nylon most prevalent 60% equals fishing nets. Biggest source of macroplastics in, I think, virtually all oceans. Why not require biodegradable nets? Maybe hemp would work? Fun fact, the oldest known fishing net, made of willow, dates from 8540 BCE.
Is it really biodegradable if it has survived for 10,000 years though?
I'd guess that old hemp net wasn't underwater for that whole time. And I'd guess that a bit of hemp rope would eventually dissolve in a fish's stomach as opposed to microplastic.
Greater than as opposed to. As opposed to.
It's sad that we have to kill marine life to harvest plastic. We really need to find another way of creating it.
The world in 2145.
More like 2045 at this rate.
5.5 microparticles?
Exactly. How many microparticles do you think humans have?
Opening square bracket. 20 microparticles per 10 grams of poop.
That sounds shitty. I wonder what my personal sources of microplastics are.
Do you drink water in any form?
Do you consider Red Bull water? I do, but apparently my wife does not.
It could have all been from hemp, but no.
Elaborate?
There is a long history of how the chemical companies, cotton companies, and paper companies lobbied together to get hemp banned in 1923. It is cheaper and a multi-user crop that could have replaced oil in plastics, proven by Henry Ford in the 40s with a plastic hemp body car. Also, the original automotive oil was hemp seed. There is just so much, that I sound like a nut, but yes. Most plastics could have all been organic-based, not petro-based, but $.
But is hemp-based plastic safer for marine life to ingest than petro-based plastics? If it's insoluble, and indigestible, I don't think it matters where the plastic comes from. You're not wrong about the crazy backstory behind banning of hemp. It's really a wild bit of history to read, but I don't see that as relevant to this conversation.
Surely it's soluble if it's biodegradable.
They also put it in your toothpaste and face wash as micro scrubbers. It can be difficult to find paste without it, especially a few years ago. Face wash can be found with crushed walnut or other shells for scrubbing.
Maybe several years ago, but federal law passed at the end of 2015 requires personal and beauty care product manufacturers to begin eliminating microbeads from their products by 2017.
That's great. I hadn't heard of this as I switched products many years ago. It was actually hard to find substitutes. Looks like the ban on retail sales went into effect July 2018. Thanks for the head food.
So is this bad? Plastic is very conservative and those not easily interact with body functions. How do 5.5 microplastics affect a dolphin?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.